CEO of Universal Service Fund Dr. Daniel Dawes has died. Chief Executive Officer of the state-owned Universal Service Fund USF Dr. Dawes has died. He was found unresponsive at his home in St. Andrew. Head of the St. Andrew Central Police Senior Superintendent Marlon Nesbitt said no foul play is suspected presently. The scene is being processed. Chairman of the USF Board, Seoga, has expressed sadness at Dr. Dawes' death. A no-nonsense man that has worked hard to put himself up the ranks. Just a horrible situation, he told reporters Friday afternoon. Seoga said earlier this month, Dr. Dawes graduated with his Doctorate of Educational Leadership degree from the Delaware State University in the United States. In his tribute, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said Dr. Dawes was a visionary who devoted himself to bridging the digital divide and ensuring that every Jamaican have technology access. The public service has lost an exceptional leader. His work has helped to advance our communities and empower countless lives, he shared on Facebook. Dr. Dawes was appointed USF CEO in January 2019. He previously worked at the Transport Authority as Managing Director and at the Health Ministry as Chief Food Inspector. Dawes is a former lecturer at the University of the West Indies Global Campus, formerly Open Campus. He was also chairman of the Advisory Council for the Master of Public Health and the NSC in Nursing at the University of Technology, Jamaica. The USF is an agency of the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport. The USF is mandated to ensure Jamaicans have access to information and communication technology services such as Wi-Fi internet access. It is funded by a levy on domestic telecom service providers.
Police were alerted to the sudden death of Mr. Daniel Dawes about midday today. They responded to the scene and saw him unresponsive in an upstairs section of his house. From information from a family member, he was not seen earlier this morning, and when they made a check upstairs, they found him like that. Police were immediately alerted. We are carrying out our investigative processes, and safe to say at this time, even though it's early days, we don't have any suggestion of foul play.
Truck driver who denied witnessing murder charge. A truck driver has been stopped with murder conspiracy to murder, accessory before the fact, and attempting to pervert the Court of Justice charges in relation to the chopping death of an elderly man on Sunday, November 5, 2023. Charge is 22-year-old Tyrese Dixon of Top Hills Hall, Clarendon. The deceased is 82-year-old Eustace Ricketts, a former also of the community. Reports from the Mapen police are that about 3:30 a.m., Dixon and an accomplice allegedly forced their way into Ricketts' home and chopped him to death. It is reported that Dixon later informed investigators that he knew nothing about the murder as he did not witness it. The police said extensive investigations revealed Dixon's alleged involvement in the murder and he was arrested. On Saturday, May 18, Dixon admitted to being present at the time of the incident in the presence of two justices of the peace. He was subsequently charged. Former JDF physiotherapist who killed wife sentenced to 5 years in prison. Lieutenant Burnett, the former Jamaica Defense Force physiotherapist who stabbed his attorney-at-law wife, Nordrica, to death in December 2018, has been sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Burnett, who had been charged with murder, pleaded guilty to manslaughter on the basis of diminished responsibility when his trial began in February. A slate of medical psychiatric reports entered into evidence during the trial indicated that Burnett was first diagnosed with a mental illness in 2008, the same year he married his wife, and that he continued to decline. Jacqueline Samuels Brown, King's Counsel attorney for the 41-year-old in addressing trial judge Justice Dale Palmer in the Home Circuit Court Division of the Supreme Court in downtown Kingston, had said her client was first diagnosed with generalized anxiety depression in 2008. She said his condition deteriorated, leading to him being diagnosed with major depressive disorder with anxiety distress in January 2018. Burnett murdered his wife on December 13, 2018. Samuels Brown also pointed to an expert opinion contained in one of the reports which said Burnett experienced a further decline, leading to him being diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, the depressive type, and was at one point placed on suicidal watch. The experienced attorney, who had argued that all the evidence points in the direction of a supervisory order, had suggested a sentence of no more than 3 years. In a detailed plea in mitigating address, Samuels-Brown said an order that does not include incarceration in a prison or correctional center is the appropriate one to be made in the case. However, Senior Prosecutor Claudette Thompson, now acting Director of Public Prosecutions, who led the evidence in the matter, in making her sentencing submission pointed out that while Burnett is an educated man, a university graduate, a professional, who known for as early as 2008 that he was suffering from a mental illness, his children are now having to face all the good and the bad, negatives and positives without a mother to guide them. He needs to be punished so that he will understand the consequences of his action and inaction. It is a custodial sentence that the Crown is urging on this court, she said at the time. Is she a child? A policewoman's failure to submit a copy of a 13-year-old girl's birth certificate to the court has bolstered the defense argument that the prosecution has failed to establish that she is a minor. The defense is also claiming that the mother who is accused of cruelty to a child did not act in a willfully negligent manner. The judge, who indicated that the evidence presented suggests that the mother has a case to answer, but she couldn't determine the guilt of the defendant at that time, will announce her decision on June 27. The mother's bail was extended until that date. As established in court, the woman gave her daughter pocket money and permission to stay with her 19-year-old male friend in another parish for 2 days last December. The child then met another man and spent the night with him, during which they engaged in sexual relations. The car in which they were traveling was stopped during a routine traffic check. On Wednesday, during cross-examination of the cop, defense attorney Jermaine Campbell inquired if the minor had made a report on her own and if there was a guardian present in the child's best interest. The police constable, who is assigned the Center of Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse Westmoreland Division, answered affirmatively to both questions. The lawyer also focused on the issue of the girl's age. You said that the child was 13 years old. Did you collect a birth certificate in respect to that manner? The defense attorney asked the cop. Yes, I did, she replied. When asked what did she do with the document, the policewoman stated that she placed it in her notebook. Did you hand the Crown a copy of the birth certificate? Campbell then asked. The cop replied no. Following the policewoman's testimony, Campbell made a no-case submission claiming that the Crown has failed to provide willful negligence and whether the young girl is a child. During her testimony, the constable also said St. James Parish Court that she took this step her fellow cops brought to the girl. Additionally, she testified that the child's mother indicated the child's pattern of non-compliance with her instructions. The woman is on trial for cruelty to a child by willfully exposing her to a manner like to cause her unnecessary suffering, contrary to Section 9(1) of the Child Care and Protection Act. According to the court testimony, the accused woman allowed her daughter to leave St. James to attend Grand Market, an event in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland, with a 19-year-old male friend on December 23, 2023. She was due to return home on December 25th. The girl stayed at the 19-year-old's house until December 25th. The court was told that on that day, Rich was in contact with another man who took her to his home and had sexual relations with her. Sex with a minor is illegal. The following day, he gave her a morning after pill, a contraceptive. On December 26, the girl was returning to Montego Bay with the other man and one of his friends when they were stopped by the police and taken to the Savannah Lamar police station, where they were all questioned. The constable testified that on December 26, 2023, about 1 p.m., she was at work when two of her colleagues brought the 13-year-old girl to the office, accompanied by her mother and a male. The cop recounted receiving 2 cell phones and a contraceptive pill from one of her colleagues, who also provided her with additional information. Upon receiving the information, she proceeded to interrogate the girl, who then gave her a report. She said the 19-year-old male friend showed up at the office shortly after and responded to specific questions while providing details about the minor. The police witness stated that she then started an investigation into a case of sexual intercourse with a person under the age of 18. Continuing her testimony, the constable stated that she was contacted by the girl's mother and gave her specific instruction before taking the child to the Savannah Lamar Public Hospital, where the mother later showed up. The cop testified that while at the hospital, she accompanied the child's mother, the minor, and the medical doctor to one of the examination rooms where the mother was asked for permission to examine the child. She stated that the doctor also asked the accused woman questions about the child, and upon being asked about her age, she stated that she was born in 2010. The constable further testified that on January 12, 2024, the 13-year-old was brought before the Westmoreland Family Court as a child in need of protection and care, and her mother was subsequently charged on January 15. According to her, when the defendant was cautioned, she reportedly said, "Miss, the child should just not listen." Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.